I just wanted to share with you a quick story. What does evil look like? Well, something had happened to my brother and I in around 1990, something like that. We had a trusted guy that worked for our family, and he actually had stolen, I don't know, something in the neighborhood of $600,000 in today's money and went to Mexico. There's another one of our employees he was with who stole, I don't know, equivalent of maybe 300,000 today, and then we actually, rather than go to prison, she actually gave us her house, and my dad sold the house. But it wasn't, it really hurt at that time, but family was doing really well. Well, about the time my brother and I both got our wives divorced us. Okay. On my side, there was reason for my wife to divorce me. On my brother's side, there wasn't. My brothers and I are kind of opposites. I've had this life of really doing a lot of experimentation and all that. And my brother is loyal, and he's a good guy. And like today, he loves his wife. He's loyal. He's a really good guy. I wish I was more like him. It's not my story. The point is, right at the same time, our wives divorced us. Joan divorced me. Sandra divorced him. Now, at that time, Sandra was trying to steal our business because she divorced my brother and then was trying to steal the business. Then Joan was going through all these court things, and that's another story. It's on another post here. But the point is that we actually went down to Mexico to see. We'll call this guy's name. We'll call him John. He's deceased. He died some years ago. But the point is that my dad said, "I wonder how John is doing. Maybe you guys want to go check on John." Well, now you have to understand, my dad lost, let's say, the equivalent of $600,000 today, but he's more concerned about how John was doing than the money. Okay. So again, this guy, John, he knew us when we were kids. My dad trusted him. It'd be like your right-hand man just steals from you anyway. So my brother and I went down. Now we're both really hurting because Joan divorced me. She had reasons. Sandra divorced him, and there was no reasons. And she's trying to steal our business, and now I'm going to court. So we went down to talk to him, see how he was doing. And again, he's living in Mexico. He had a big restaurant with the money he stole and a vineyard. But that didn't matter because we're called to turn the other cheek and that kind of thing. That's the code that was put in me. And so we went down to see how he was doing. So he listened to our story and he said, "Okay, I hear you. Well, listen, I have a solution for you guys." Okay, this is a guy who knew us from we were, 4 or 5 years old. He's going to give us some advice. He was maybe like a sort of an uncle kind of guy. He said, "Look, this is what you do. You go to your wives." Now remember, Joan hadn't been married yet, and Sandra wasn't married. He said, "Just go to your wives and say, hey, you know what? I want to reconcile, or let's just go down and see John in Mexico, and have a nice weekend." Okay. Then he said, what we'll do is we'll bring him down, make a nice dinner, and then we'll all have a few drinks, and then I'll put something in their drink to make them sleep. Then you guys go over to the other house, other side of the other bedroom. You guys go to sleep, and in the morning, when you come out, they won't be here anymore, and your problem will be solved. You sit with that for a minute. We're sitting with a trusted friend. We're on behalf of my dad who wants to know how he's doing, and he's telling us that that the solution to our problem is to bring our ex-wives or soon-to-be ex-wives or whatever down. He's going to put some drug in their drink to make them sleep. We go sleep somewhere else, and he'll get a gang of people probably to take our wives and bury them in the desert, and our problem is solved. Now, obviously there was never a thought, but here we are. John went to the bathroom or something, and my brother and I looked at each other and said, he's serious. And we realized he's serious. Now you're telling me you want me to bring the mother of my children, and even Phil had no children with her, but this, and you're going to murder them? And that's the solution. Let's say John was from a different country and an old world kind of attitude that if you disrespect a man to a certain point, you're done. What does evil look like? Like a trusted friend, like someone you're trying to help who gives you some strategy that is, anyway. Well, now listen, both my brother and I were hurt, and still, it didn't even, like, how could you even think such a thing? And he's dead serious, and at that time, dead sober. So obviously we left, and I actually went down one more time, and I came to his house, and his wife, he had married a younger, beautiful woman. And I mean, this is a restaurant with a vineyard and all this stuff down inland from Ensenada. And I said, I want to come to see how John is. She said, oh, he's not doing well. He's a little drunk right now. And he came to the door in a blackout, asking me, who are you? Who are you? What do you want with, and I said, it's Steve. I'm here. I just want to see you. I don't know any Steve. And he's completely blackout drunk. And he didn't recognize me. And I looked at his wife. She looked at me. And I realized there's nothing I could do. So I hope, I don't know what happened to John, but he died, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 years ago. Now, all I can say is that when my mom and dad put the Bible in my hand when I was young, they put the Bible in my hand of my brother and taught us in the ways we should go. They gave us this code to run that even without knowing we're running this code, this pure code, even making all the mistakes we made, nothing like that ever could possibly be in my life. So when my mom and dad put the Bible in my hand as a little boy, that made all the difference in the world for me. Not that I'd ever go out and murder someone, but still, it's something I can go back to that doesn't change. I still have the little Bible, the one I had. They put it in my hand, and it hasn't changed. It's in King James. So there's some nice translations, but and for my brother too, who now is remarried, loyal, absolutely. The guy has beautiful kids that are in the business and they're doing well. I'm no longer in that, and he's teaching his children the way they should go. And me too, in the best I can do. So anyway, sometimes that, not to get too negative, but I just remembered this story today, and sometimes what we think, evil looks like, it's just some guy you've trusted all your life who has some strategy. Anyway, love you guys.